Hello and welcome to this video. Now in this video we are going to learn about if statements and conditional expressions. So let me tell you what is a if statement. Now a if statement is a construct that enables a program to specify alternative paths of execution. Now what does that mean? Like if I would say if the condition is true, then the println method should be executed. Alright. Now if statements are followed by conditions. Now if the condition will be true, then the if statement will be executed. Alright. So later in this video, we will be also learning about conditional expressions along with a new operator known as ternary operator. Alright. So let us first start with if statements. So let me show you how a if statement work. Alright, so this is my IntelliJ IDE, okay, and I have created a new file if statements.java. So first of all, let us look at if statements. Okay, now if I would say simply that I'll be using scanner class, alright, to take input from the user, or you can say read input from the console. So if you haven't watched my video on reading input from the console, go to my channel and watch the video in which I have taught you about scanner class. So simply I will say scanner. Alright, so I have to import the package scanner input is equals sc new scanner system dot in. Alright, now I would say that system.out println enter an integer. Alright, now the integer will be, I will say int n is equals input dot next int. Alright, so I have when the program will be executed, it will be prompting the user to enter an integer. Alright, so that value will be stored in the variable n. Okay, so now I will give the condition as if by parenthesis and making a block. Alright, if n modulus 5 is equals 0, that means n is divisible by 5, then we would print system.out.println high 5. Alright, so like if the condition is true, now if the input, like the input is n, so if the input is divisible by 5, or you can say modulus 5 is equals 0, then the statement will be printed out in my console as high 5. So let us run it. So you can see it's prompting me that enter an integer. Alright, so I will say 6. So there is nothing printed out. So if I would say 20, then he's saying that high 5. Alright, so we can see that we just gave a condition like if n modulus 5 is equals 0, then system.out.println print high 5. So if the condition is not true, then we will be using another statement known as else statement. Now else is like if the first condition is not true, then the second condition will be executed. Alright, so I would say over here in my program else system.println this number is not divisible by 5. Alright, and divisible. So if I would run it, you can see now I will give 20, it's saying high 5, and again I will run it. If I would give 6, it would say that this number is not divisible by 5. Alright, so this is how we can give a condition to the program. Okay, so like which as I've said that it's programmed to specify alternative paths of execution. All right, so this is one path. If this path is not correct, so this path will be followed. All right, now if this condition is not true, this statement will be printed out in my console window. All right, so this was like a basic representation or like basic demonstration of if statement, how to use if statements in Java. So next coming out like conditional expressions. So conditional expressions are followed by a certain condition, as the name suggests, conditional expressions. So we'll be also using an operator known as ternary operator. All right, so let me show you how to use ternary operator. So let me just give you a condition first of all. So let me comment this out. All right. So comment this out, and I would say int x is equals 1. Okay, and int y. So y is just a variable which doesn't have a value. Just I have simply declared a variable as y without any value. So now I will give the condition as if x is greater than 0, all right, y equals 1, okay, else y equals minus 1. All right, so now the difference between these two if statements, like I have used a curly braces over here. So if like inside your if statement, if you have only one statement to print, don't need to use this curly braces. So I just did for this tutorial, like this is a beginner tutorial. So if your if statements have only one statement, so no need to give curly braces. All right, so these like the representation of if else looks a lot cleaner than this if else representation. All right, now if I would say that without giving the value of x as 1, I would say system.println enter value of x, and int x is equals input dot next int. All right, now I would say I would run it. You can say it's saying that enter the value of x. All right, now I would say the value of x is minus 1. So you can see nothing is being printed out because x value is not minus 1. So what should I do over here to in order to like get something printed out in my console? I should say SOUT print y. All right, if I would run it, you can see enter the value of x, I would print minus 1. You can see minus 1 is being printed in my console because minus 1 is not greater than 0. So this statement inside the else block is being executed. Alright, so if I would run it again and give something greater than 0 as say 2, so it's saying that it's 1 because I've given the condition over here, like if x is not, if x is greater than 0, I'm sorry, if x is greater than 0, then this statement will be executed in my terminal. So this value of y is being printed in my terminal as 1, or you can say in my console. So you have seen, like we have seen the way of representing, or you can say the syntax of if statements in Java. So what does ternary operator does, like we can say that simplifying this block to a one line statement. Now I should comment it. So what did I do? Like if x greater than 0, y equals 1, else y equals minus 1. So the variable y is dependent upon x. So I would say y equals, inside my regular brackets, I would say if x greater than 0, all right, using this exclamation mark, or I'm sorry, question mark, I would say 1, else minus 1. So this means that the value of y is dependent upon x. Now I will be prompting again. If I would run this program, I will be prompted again to enter the value of x. So if I would enter any value of x, so it will be evaluated that if x is greater than 0, then 1 will be printed as the value of y. If not, minus 1 will be printed out. So this is known as the ternary operator, which is represented as with one question mark and one colon. All right. So these are the two signs of a ternary operator. These are the two components of a ternary operator in Java. All right. So if I would run it, you can see it's saying that enter the value of x. I would say 4. It's printing 1. And if I would run it again, I would say minus 7. It is printing out minus 1. Okay, all right. So like this video was about how to deal with if statements in Java. Okay, the way of representing an if statement and dealing with some conditional expressions. So conditional expression is this, like using the operator ternary operator in Java, which have two components as question mark and a colon symbol. All right, so this was all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.